Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm gonna review 3 Korean sunscreens. Those 3 sunscreens do not contain any fragrance and any alcohol. I decided to review those 3 sunscreens together, not because they are all Korean, but because they are all moisturizing sunscreen, which means that they do not require you to apply a moisturizer first and then the sunscreen. And in my opinion, especially in winter, it is the quickest way to complete your skincare routine. And if you are like me, if you do not like to have 10 steps in your routine, a moisturizing sunscreen is the way to go if you wear sunscreens in the winter. The second reason I decided to review them together is because beside the fact that they are all moisturizing sunscreens, they also have similar claims that you will see while watching this video. So let me start with the sunscreen number 1, which is by the brand by Wishtrend, and it is called the UV Defense Moist Cream. SPF 50 PA++++. They all have the same protection. So this sunscreen is the only one in this video that comes in a pump system. To be honest, I don't really care if it comes in a pump or in a tube. I have no issue with neither of those packaging. So this sunscreen has a thick, rich and creamy texture, but it is very easy to apply and spread, and as you can see, it is absolutely invisible. As soon as you apply it, it's like applying a moisturizer on your face. Although none of those sunscreens have fragrance, this one has a light sunscreen smell, but that smell disappears quickly after the application. A good thing also about this sunscreen and the other sunscreens I'm gonna review is the fact that it does not sting my eyes, and I have extremely sensitive eyes. Usually most European or American sunscreens sting my eyes, but with Korean sunscreen it is quite rare. The brand claims that this sunscreen is moisturizing, but at the same time they claim that it has a natural matte finish. I agree with the fact that it is moisturizing. For me, it is very moisturizing. The cream-rich texture of the sunscreen is also fatty, so it does retain moisture, but it also protects the skin barrier. So if you have dry skin or very dry skin, that means that you lack lipid content on your skin, you will probably love this sunscreen. But if you have oily skin like me, you already have excess lipid content on your skin. So while it is moisturizing, in my opinion, it does not have a soft, matte, natural finish at all, unless you have very dry or dry skin. I saw reviews claiming that it had a soft, matte finish and that it was great for oily skin, but in my opinion, that is not the case. And even if you read reviews on this sunscreen, people who have oily skin really don't like it that much, including in the coldest day in the winter time. When you apply it at first, it may seem like it will have a soft finish, but throughout the day, even in the winter, on oily skin, it will look too greasy. If you have normal skin, I am sure you can enjoy it in the winter. Now, I have oily skin that can be dehydrated in the winter, but still, in my opinion, it is too fatty if you have oily skin. So I think it's a good sunscreen, just not for my skin type, which is oily combination. I bought that sunscreen because of reviews I saw claiming that it was good for oily skin. Well, for me that is not the case. But when it comes to the second sunscreen, which is the Klairs sunscreen, I bought it because of a description that is made by the brand, and the brand describes it in the packaging as a water-based gel texture, which by the name should be good, at least it sounds good for oily skin. So the Klairs sunscreen comes in a tube. It does have a light texture, as you can see. And again, as soon as you apply it, you can see that it is absolutely invisible. It is easy, super easy to apply and spread. It does not sting the eyes. And it has zero smell. Although the texture looks light, on the skin it is actually very rich, very moisturizing. So the texture is not always a good indication on how a sunscreen or a moisturizer will perform. This one, in my opinion, doesn't have a water gel texture. It looks light and quite liquid, but when you apply it, it is very rich, very moisturizing, very fatty, again, like the previous sunscreen. Again, with this sunscreen, the brand claims that it has a soft, matte, natural finish. In my opinion, if you have oily skin, that is absolutely not the case. Do not get fooled by the texture. It is very rich and moisturizing. For me, it is perfect if you have very dry skin or dry skin. And if you have a normal skin type, you can enjoy it in the winter during very cold days. But if you have oily skin, combination skin, you will find this sunscreen to be too fatty. There is too much of lipid content in it. It is moisturizing, so you can feel that your skin is plumper. It adds water content in your skin, but at the same time it adds too much lipids if you already have oily skin or combination skin. So I got fooled by the description, thinking that it will be great for oily skin, but that is not the case. So it's not for me, but it can be great for you. The third and last Korean sunscreen is from the brand Purito, and it is called the Daily Soft Touch Sunscreen. This one also comes in a tube, and actually I have reviewed the other sunscreen by the brand Purito, which is called, I forgot the name of the other one, but I have already reviewed the other one on my channel, and I remember explaining that the other one was way too moisturizing for me, and also it was not invisible for my skin tone. It was quite visible actually. So if you are interested in a sunscreen that is perfect for very dry skin, you should watch my previous video on the other version of this sunscreen. I decided to buy this one because this one is supposed to be different from the other sunscreen by Purito. This one is supposed to be better for oily combination skin. It's supposed to be less moisturizing, less dewy. So this one has a rich, creamy texture, which is easy to apply and spread, but it takes more time than the other sunscreen, because you will see that when you apply it, it's not directly invisible. It takes a little bit of time to blend it until it disappears. And I would say that it is not 100% invisible, contrary to the previous ones. On my skin tone, I would say that this one is 90% invisible. But at the same time, it does not leave a white cast. It is just that because I know my skin tone, I can see a slight difference, but it's not annoying. I can go out with this sunscreen and nobody will think that my skin tone is looking weird. Actually, even when you look at it in the video, I don't think you can see the difference. It is a slight difference. I say that it is 90% invisible, maybe it is 95% invisible. So yeah, it is almost invisible, but not as much as the other ones. This one has no smell, it does not sting the eyes, and the brand again also claims that this one should have a soft matte finish. In my opinion, that is not the case either with that sunscreen, but I would say that although it is moisturizing, it is less rich, less fatty than the other sunscreens. So although I have oily skin, that is a sunscreen that I can wear during the very cold days in the winter. And actually, this tube is not the first one I bought, it is the second one. This one is an empty, and it is very rare for me to buy a sunscreen a second time. When it is super cold in the winter, I actually appreciate this sunscreen. But the finish, even in the very cold days, for my skin type, is not gonna be a soft matte. It's more like a regular moisturizer with a little bit of dewiness. This one is not a sunscreen that I would enjoy in spring and especially not in summer. In my opinion, it is perfect for people who have a normal skin type, especially in the winter. And also, if you have a combination skin with a small T-zone, you will also probably enjoy it during the cold days in the winter. If you have oily skin, it is okay during the cold days in the winter. If you have very oily skin, which is not what I have, I don't think you will enjoy this sunscreen. I am done reviewing those sunscreens. I'm gonna try to put an image with a sum up of what I've just said, so you can put pause on the video and look at the difference between those sunscreens. As I said at the beginning of the video, they have many similarities, but the main one in my opinion is that they are all moisturizing sunscreen, and although they claim to have a soft matte finish, that is not the case. Depending on your skin type and the weather, you will enjoy better one or the other. If you have very dry skin or dry skin, I'm sure you enjoyed this video because you will probably enjoy all of those sunscreens. If you have combination or oily skin, do not worry, I got you. The next video is gonna be about 2 Japanese sunscreens that I enjoy and that, in my opinion, are great for all skin type, including if you have combination or oily skin. Let me know in the comment section if you have tried any other sunscreens. Let me know what is your favorite sunscreen in the winter. Thank you for watching and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye!